Wake up and French kiss the morning while some marching band.
Winderland, it's a podcast directed by Giuseppe Paternoster, Silver Pin Sommelier. It is dedicated to anyone who has an interest in the wine's world. Every week, I dedicated my time sharing my passion for wine with educational lesson on viticulture and international enology for all the wine lovers. Welcome, wine lovers! Today at Winderland, I will take you to another adventure, to a world of discoveries, and a wine region that has been exponentially revived in the last 10 years. So switch to adventure mode, grab a glass of wine, and let yourself be transported to South America, in Chile. Along with discovering its rugged wild places such as Patagonia and the Atacama Desert, one of the best reasons to visit Chile is the country's renowned wine scene. Mostly concentrated in the heart of the country near the capital of Santiago, between the Andes mountain and the Pacific coast, the unique location of Chile's central wine valleys makes for both unforgettable wines and enchanting views. Set against a backdrop of sprawling vineyards and forest-covered mountains, wine connoisseur can sip Chilean wine's signature varietals, like a robust Red Carmenere and the crisp, thirsty-quenchy Sauvignon Blanc. On clear days, the mighty Andes can appear on the far horizon. Red wine lovers, Colchagua is calling. Located 2 hours south of Santiago, inky red wines such as Carmenere, Cabernet Sauvignon, Syrah, and Merlot are the stars of the show in 20-plus vineyard valley. Designed to look like the staves of wine barrel bursting up from the hearth, the forward-thinking, gravy-fed winery sits high on a forested slope overlooking the vineyards. A handful of luxury villas allows guests to stay right on the property, which also produces some of the family finest label, such as Casa La Postoia. However, we can find other premier Colchagua reds, some grown from vines planted as far back as 1889 at Viu Manet and Neyen, 2 of the Valley's finest and oldest producers.
Now as you close your eyes, know I've been thinking about you.
A hotbed for luscious red wine, including Carmenere, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Merlot, the Cachapol Valley sits between Maipo to the north and the Colchagua to the south. With only a handful of makers, this peaceful region is more off the radar than its neighbors, attracting true wine lovers who can come here seeking its most famous vineyard, Viña Vic. When you first catch sight of winery Viña Vic, you might think you accidentally walked onto a fiction film set. But this avant-garde vineyard, which sits on a private 11-acre estate at the rear of the smaller Millau Valley, surrounded by mountains and seasoned wetlands, is just as well known for its futuristic architecture and design as its wine. On the valley floor, the edgy modern winery invites you to enter the Angkor-esque facility through a watery plain broadcast with stones. Inside, you head on down into the heart to the underground tasting room to taste the winery signature red blends and rosé. On the other hand, Anaquena, one of the few wineries in the area, makes Sauvignon Blanc, which names its wine after a different indigenous group in Chile, South America, and Easter Island, such as the Rapa Nui, Aymara, and the Ona peoples. In addition to being the wine region that's closest to Santiago, the Maipo Valley also has the distinction of being the birthplace of Chilean wine. The first French vines were planted in Chilean soil back in the 1540s. Today, it is one of Chile's top wine valleys with nearly 30 wineries. Although each wine region has its own charm, Maipo is especially beautiful thanks to its proximity to the Andes. In the shadow of the snow-covered Cordillera, miles of vines stretch out of between elegant, European-style wine estates with historic building and ground parks. Start at the beginning by tasting three of the nation's oldest wineries, Santa Rita, Concha y Toro, and Uduraga. The oldest of the three, the 1880s founded Santa Rita, is a must for history and wine lover alike. Taste through the winery's lineup of red and white wines, view pre-Columbian artifact in the Andrian Museum, dine in a historical manor at the famous Doña Paula restaurant, and marvel at the winery neo-Gothic chapelle and French-inspired 40-acre park. Now one of Chile and South America's biggest wine producer, Concha y Toro, dates from 1883 and attracts wine lovers not only for its excellent reds, but also the famous legend that the devil is living in one of the winery cellar. Back in the early days of the winery, owner Melchor Concha y Toro noticed that some of his prized bottles were missing from a locked cellar. To scare off thieves, he told people that the devil lived there. Although it started as a rumor, some people have claimed to indeed have seen the devil down in the cellars. Is it true or just too much good wines? Heading west along Route 68 from Santiago to the Pacific coast, the road tunneled through tall mountain and emergence into the white wine paradise of Casablanca. Hemmed in by low, rolling hills and bathed in the sunshine, this ocean close by region reaps the benefits of the Pacific cooling, maritime influence to produce its famous refreshing white wines such as Sauvignon Blanc and Chardonnay, and light reds such as a Pinot Noir. With the coastal city of Valparaiso and its UNESCO neighborhoods of colorful houses, street art, and hill-climbing funiculars just half away, wine tasting in the Casablanca Valley is a very popular day trip. Finally, running from north to south, starting with the Casablanca and ending with the Calchagua, Chile's four wine valleys are essentially stoked, one on top of the other. This makes very easy to navigate Chile's wine country or take day trip from Santiago. Highways like Route 68 and Route 5, also known as the Pan America Highway, easily connect Santiago to the different regions.
You ask me if I love you, and I choke on my reply. I'd
Oh my! In the blink of an eye, we flew into such a unique and magical wine growing landscape. It felt like we were in a dream. Thank you for being part of this magical moment and stay tuned for next adventure with Winderland. Ciao!
To see the real you. And sometimes when we touch, the honesty's too much, and I have